given that science and logic and common sense and almost any feeling you might have points to the fact that this pulp mill shouldn't go ahead, could I say it's not a done deal, one house? Could I sort of primarily address it to Bob, but any other members of the panel, where do you think we'll end up in a year's time?
Well, I think there's 4 factors in play here, and one is the election. People have an opportunity to vote against it. As I said at the outset, vote Coalition, vote Labor, you're voting for it. Doesn't matter what the other issues are, that's inescapable, and so that's going to be one of the things we'll all have to sort out when we go to the ballot box on November the 24th. Beyond that, though, because both the big parties and the parties of government, one of them is going to form government, are both in favour of the pulp mill at this stage, we have to say what's beyond that. Well, the first thing is the legal basis on which the Minister, Mr. Turnbull, made his decision. And I don't believe he carried out his prescribed and required duties under the Environment Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act, and lawyers are looking at that. But he has, remember this, he has not given the final permit for the mill. That's what we read in the papers. But he's asked the chief scientist to do some further studies, and they have to be, over the next 3 months, analysed before he gives the final permit for the mill to go ahead. Now, the polls tell us that it will be a Labor government by then, and it will be Peter Garrett, who said he's perfectly comfortable with the pulp mill, or another Minister for the Environment, Labor Minister for the Environment, who will make that decision. And that remains to be seen, and how people vote and how they feel about it between now and that time is going to have a manifest decision on that. And the third thing is, the chief scientist has said that if in the marine studies, remember he didn't look at anything else, there is a major impact down on the marine ecosystem that will nullify the go-ahead, that will stymie the go-ahead for the pulp mill. And then the fourth thing is the credit squeeze that's occurring in the US economy at the moment, and which can, and there's forecast now of a potential recession, if not worse, in the US economy. How that plays out on the financing of the pulp mill, which has to follow the final permit being given, I understand that it's Asian money that's going to fund this pulp mill in all likelihood. If I'm wrong about that, I'd like to be corrected. Is going to depend very much on how the world economy runs over the next 3 months. A lot of pitfalls here for the pulp mill, and it's got a long way to go yet, and not one of those who believe in things falling out of the sky. It's certainly not as dire near yet as the situation on the Franklin Dam was under Robin Gray. We haven't got that, we're not in that bad a position yet, so there's a long way to go before this pulp mill begins to pollute the air of the Tamar Valley.